Pain at any level's always special, but what a game we have here to kick it off for these famous rivals. A Merseyside derby at Anfield, and here we go. A new Barclays WSL season for Liverpool and Everton, and the currently on-trend kick-off of putting a team on the back foot by booting it long seems to be alive and well.
Yeah, and it's Liverpool through and through. It's how they always start their games, and they win that sort of yardage into Everton's bottom third, defensive third.
An old rivalry here then, with a lot of new faces for a new season. Red against blue, that's what matters. The Men's Premier League version is happening in a mere 13 days from now here. Gemma Evans at the back, and Fisk is indeed lining up at right back in a four. Matt Beard often used to play Bonner and Clark and Fisk as a back three. Fisk has played plenty on the right. And Kerry Holland here could play anywhere. That's a good ball. Sam Kerr onside. And across on the cover, importantly, was Martina Fernandez, now a permanent addition to Everton from Barcelona, having been on loan.
She had a fantastic second half of the season, Fernandez, for Everton. Really influential in that back four for Everton, making some important interceptions as she did then. And just to go back to your point, Ben, about, you know, this important derby game, Liverpool-Everton, but a number of new signings and international signings as well, and it's how you get across the importance of a massive derby game, the history behind it, and for the first game of the season in Anfield, hopefully that sets the tone for the new signings coming in on both sides.
Now, I'm just having a look if there are actually any Scousers out there. Faye Kirby's a Crosby girl in the Liverpool goal. That might be it.
Yeah, I think there may be a couple on the bench for Liverpool, but you're right. You're right, it is lacking in Scousers.
Van Hool, newly arrived from Ajax, the Everton midfield. Courtney Brosnan, good season, I think, last term. And Maz Pacheco's played left back plenty in the WSL, yet another new recruit back there. In fact, you look at that back four as they're playing it today, Lindsay. I mean, Fernandez was here on loan last season, but the rest are all new. Robinson on loan, Pacheco in from Villa, Ishikawa in from the Urawa Red Diamonds, which is always impossible to say, so I'm pleased with that.
Yeah, I'm glad you got in there first, Ben. But it's important as well, you know, in that back four. I think Gareth Taylor will be saying to his forward line, get at this back four. Have they had the time and opportunity to gel and to work well as a defensive back four with the keeper as well, Brosnan?
Gemma Bonner has seen it all and done it all, including with Liverpool first time around.
Yeah, fantastic player. Sorry, Ben. Really good, experienced player. Like I say, won the WSL in the 2013-2014 season with Liverpool.
Captain those sides. Here's Kerry Holland, who will always get a place pretty much every weekend, wherever she plays with the graft. Here she is again. Sam Kerr. Does well to get any kind of crossing, well defended, and high boot, I think the call. Mel Burgin, the referee.
Good defending from Ishikawa there in that back four. She put her head in a dangerous position, didn't she? She's a fearless defender, only young as well, I think 22.
He's had 2 seasons, just to back up what Lindsay was saying, where he's come to Anfield without having won a game yet in a season, Brian Sorensen. And taken the points to kick off the campaign, really. Decent pre-season as well. Couple of wins in his native Denmark, and goal-laden match against Juve.
think he said about playing at Anfield, tongue-in-cheek comment about it being his training pitch, just to spice things up before this derby match.
I bet that went down really well. Great day for Faye Kirby in the Liverpool goal, only 21. Been away a bit on loan, only played 3 times in the WSL for a hometown club. Rachel Law's injured. Tegan Micah has gone to Lyon. We've signed Rafaela Borgrefa from Freiburg, but she's not involved today. They did actually sign a fair few themselves, Liverpool, but only Lily Woodham here is getting the debut on that far side. Marie Herbinger.
Yeah, Lily Woodham was allowed a lot of space, wasn't she, to drive into on that left-hand side. We're looking to exploit that this game.
And again there, in comes Robinson. Looking to settle somewhere. Got an England cap, but she was a Brighton player, went to Villa, loaned out by them. Fisk into Nagano. Great touch, Maz Pacheco, and here's Snoys.
You just see now with Everton happy to play the ball around the back. Katie Robinson on that right-hand side, pushing higher, making that space for Fernandez to be able to get on the ball.
Well, if they do win this, it really will be a jinx. It'll be 5 out of 5 in the WSL, and also they have a shocking opening day record, actually. They've lost 8 times. They've won 2 of their 12 opening games in a WSL season, Everton. So I suppose this is the ideal fixture for them in that regard.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better opening fixture if you want a derby game, don't you, and to play at Anfield as well, and hopefully from Everton's point of view to do the business over their, you know, their neighbours. That would be their ultimate objective from today.
Kerry Holland here. Not seen much of Enderby or Capots yet on the ball. Oh, it's a great cross, begging to be finished. It's just beyond Capots.
Yeah, fantastic work on this right-hand side. Kerry Holland just taking on Maz Pacheco. Just gets that yard and whips across in that 6-yard box. Like I say, there's no Liverpool player who can get on the end of that. Capox coming in on that far post. Good intent from Kerry Holland on that right-hand side. Be interesting to see as well how Liverpool go about, you know, what is their style of play. We know in the past they've been very organised, great on the counter on transition, making it hard for teams to break through, but Gareth Taylor is all about that possession-based football, playing out from the back, playing through the thirds. The question is, does he have the players to do that at Liverpool? Well, I suppose we'll see that as this game continues.
That'll be the measure of the coach for sure. Because player for player, no question, there's a greater calibre of the quality he had in terms of footballers, literally, at Manchester City. Very different. And, dismissed right in the midst of that long run of games they had against Chelsea. Kerry Holland's got away from Maz Pacheco again here. There are 3 in the middle this time. Make that 4. And Hanoka Hayashi did.
Again, great work from Kerry Holland on that right-hand side. She's able to just use her strength to get past Pacheco, and again get a really good ball into the box. That's twice now in the space of a couple of minutes where she's been able to get the better of Maz Pacheco on that right-hand side.
They've got to identify a goal scorer, Liverpool. I suppose there's a lot of clubs at a lot of levels that would say that, but Olivia Smith gone for huge money to Arsenal. She got 7 last term. They still only scored a goal a game. 22 in the 22 matches, Liverpool. It's not going to get you where you want to go. And again, Holland the target of the Sam Kerr pass. Maz Pacheco read it perfectly.
A lot better from Pacheco there. Good positioning. Able to intercept that through ball in for Holland. You know, really good from Everton there, playing out from the back. And we saw this with Everton last season. This isn't something new, but Brian Sorensen likes his teams to play out from the back. However, I thought last season they overplayed at the back, and you know, sometimes you've got to know when to miss the press, and hopefully this Everton side, you know, they've got some really good ball playing centre halves in the team with Ishikawa and Fernandez, so I'm sure they can play out from the back, but understanding when to go is important as well.
It is the obsession across planet football that can get you in trouble. Lovely shimmy, big chance, wonderful goal from Cabots. She hammers Liverpool in front, and the Reds finally score in an Anfield derby.
And what a goal to get their first goal at Anfield from Capos. Fantastic goal. She comes in from that left-hand side, you know, dribbling towards Everton, cuts in onto her right foot and just hammers it into the top of the net. Brosnan had no chance. You just see here on the replay there, just on this left-hand side, she just plays the ball in and over the top for Capos, and it's 1v1 v Fernandez. She cuts across here onto her right foot and just drills into the top of the net. I don't think Brosnan had a chance.
Wonderful hit. Cornelia Capots couldn't get a lot of starts under Matt Beard, came in a little more under Amber Whiteley at the back end of the season. Gareth Taylor's given her a start, and how about this for a reward? For the first time, Liverpool have scored in an Anfield derby against Everton in the WSL. That will do nicely for the new coach, even though he's not showing it.
Yeah, was that his response? Because there wasn't even a smirk. Yeah, a great goal from Capos, really good, drills it past Brosnan. Fantastic start. You would say Liverpool have been the better side in these first 12 minutes. You know, lots of possession, particularly on the right-hand side, but the goal comes from that left-hand side.
All about the precision of the give and go, wasn't it? She laid it off and got running immediately. Beautifully timed, beautifully finished. He's never been, in fairness, the most demonstrative coach on the touchline, has he, Gareth Taylor? Pretty calm. I don't think you'd know whether his team have scored or conceded. Great record, funnily enough, as a coach against Everton. Did lose to them last season, won the other 11 as City boss against them. But, some cracking derbies against Manchester United as well, when he was both favourite and underdog. 2-2s and 3-2s. Hard to know what's a good season for Liverpool this term. I mean, is it a case of the best of the rest beneath the top 4? Is that what clubs like Brighton, maybe even London City, Liverpool, Everton, Villa, is that what they're going for?
But it's difficult, isn't it? And I think, you know, first and foremost, you've got to finish higher than what you did last season initially. That's your first objective. There were 7, so to get into that top half of the table for Liverpool, and then build on it going forward.
That's what they struggled with last term, because they had finished 4th the year before and quite a long way clear of Man U by the end, actually. That was an overachievement, and that is the problem. That is then your bar. But, it's 3 seasons since Everton finished above Liverpool, when Liverpool first came back up following promotion. These two were a place and a point, if I remember correctly, apart in mid-table, 7th and 8th last term. But so far, this opening 15 minutes, no question, The gap looks a little wider than that. Liverpool have started well, even without the goal, and Everton haven't got anywhere near Faye Kirby's goal at the other end.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, they're like their new signings. Momoki, Vinola, not really had a touch of the ball yet in this game, and that'll be something that Brian Sorensen will want them to look at.
A few loitering in an offside position. Back they come now. It's drilled deep. Oh, Bonner around the back! And this one, instead of going in off the crossbar, is away from it. What a goal that would have been as well from the veteran defender. Brilliant technique on the slide. Did Brosnan get a fingertip on it?
Yeah, it looks like they've given a corner, and again, it's Hobinger, isn't it, with that delivery in, and she's such a fantastic dead ball specialist. But Gemma Bonner is renowned from, getting on the end of free kicks, and that would have been a fantastic goal. What a save from Brosnan. From a, it's a good job she's grown those fingernails.
Yeah, without that, maybe that's another one in off the bar. Courtney Brosnan makes a lot of spectacular saves. Every time I watch her play, she'll make a couple, it seems to me. And Marie Herbinger, wonderful ball in that. From the player who created more chances statistically than anyone in the whole WSL, bar Arsenal's Katie McCabe last term.
Just seeing this replay again. Fantastic run by Bonner, and to get on the end of it as well. Yeah, great save. You just see her get her fingertips on it, a lot more than a fingernail. I didn't do her justice there. Gets a good touch on it onto the crossbar and keeps Everton at 1-0 at the moment.
The nanosecond in between, Gemma Bonner must have thought that's in the roof of the net. Everton in possession in the Liverpool half. They need a bit of this, even if they're not actually threatening, just to get on the ball, as you mentioned. I think Onyela Vignola has actually had a touch yet at all.
Yeah, they're struggling to get any sort of service into it, and that's that. Again, we see this every season from Liverpool, a high, aggressive press, and I think they're winning that midfield battle. The likes of Van Hoel, the new signing, Dutch player, we've not seen her on the ball. Hayley Ladd as well, really not seen her in that midfield area on the ball. So Liverpool winning that midfield battle at the moment.
Maybe a tactical one for Courtney Brosnan, maybe something worse than that, but Brian Sorensen has taken the opportunity to call his players in. Doesn't look great, does it, for the Republic of Ireland keeper? But he needs this chat, Lindsay.
Yeah, he does. He needs to get some information across. I just think at the moment Liverpool have started really well, and not to take anything from them. They're moving the ball well, they're running off each other. But really, Everton, there's too big a distances between their units, and Liverpool are finding it so easy to play between them at the moment.
He talks a lot. He is the opposite of Gareth Taylor, actually, on the touchline. In a smaller venue with less noise and less passion than Anfield has today, you will hear Brian Sorensen yabbering away constantly, micromanaging the whole thing, while Gareth Taylor is a much more studious, quiet watcher. He's just come down from his seat up on high. He's got better cover up there from the pouring rain, to be fair.
Yeah, it's great weather for a derby, isn't it? The rain just makes it a little bit, the ball will run through a little bit, sliding tackles eventually when they come into it, they'll be tasty.
Well, I talked about their relative lack of goal scoring last season, Liverpool. It saw them not put enough games to bed. They dropped a league high 15 points from winning positions, more than anyone else in the WSL last term. The importance of turning 1-0 into 2-0 starkly on show for them there. Here is Brosnan. Seems okay for now. A warrior, have to drag her off this pitch. They do have Emily Ramsey on the bench if needed. Capot's interested again here. Martina Fernandez on the cover.
Capos is just causing a few problems on that left-hand side, getting in behind Katie Robinson. Fernandez able to come across and clear the lines.
20 minutes played at Anfield, and as you may well have seen in the Premier League games here, Diogo Jota, number 20, and his brother Andre Silva. I should think they'll probably get that tribute forevermore in this ground. Rare touch of the ball there for young Faye Kirby. Probably would have expected a busier opening quarter than this. Not sure she's even touched it with her gloves. Maybe a boot or two.
And it's something that they'll have talked about before the game. Test the keeper. She's a young keeper. And starting here at Anfield, there'll be some nerves, but they've not had any effort on goal yet, Everton.
Just watching both sets of midfield shuffling there in accordance with the plan from the touchline. Robinson would love to get forward and show what she can do attacking-wise. One of those players versatile enough to do a different job like she is now, but you know, to you and I, Katie Robinson is not a right back. Mia Enderby taking on Ishikawa and getting the better of her and winning a corner.
Good work from Enderby. We've not really seen much of her in this game, but comes out wide right. Great first touch, just takes it away from Ishikawa and then is happy to go 1v1. That's what she's all about, Enderby, and gets that cross in. Got another corner to defend Everton.
Kerr lurking on the goal line. It's just over the head of Fisk. The head in her hands after it. I think that was there to be met. Now then. Vignola getting her touches. Kerry Holland back doing the defending. Little bit of promise for Everton for the first time in the game. Great effort. Brilliant equalising goal out of absolutely nothing. A Liverpool corner ends with an Everton goal. It is 1-1 at Anfield. They haven't had a kick, but it's all square.
Wow, from nothing as well. Initially I thought, was Vignola offside, but flag stayed down. Really great run. I think it was Kerry Holland, wasn't it, who was backtracking and did really well initially, but Vignola just popped it back onto her left foot. Just going to see the replay here. It came from that missed opportunity from Grace Fisk, and it's a great counter. Oh, she's in her own half, massively onside. Great run from Vignola, and really it takes on Kerry Holland 1v1. Just there you can see it inside out, but I thought Kerry Holland did really well. But this point here, when she just nicks it back onto her left foot and curls it far post past an outstretched Kirby. What a goal and what a debut in the WSL for Vignola.
Stunning finish. We have seen an absolute cracker at either end now. Nella Vignola is pacey, young, direct forward. That was the billing when she arrived, and she's shown it there. Wasn't thinking about holding on to it or waiting for someone to come and join in. I'm going at you and I'm hitting it, and what a hit. Completely one-sided derby. But Everton have their equaliser. It matters not.
And that's why they've signed her. She's been basically non-existent in this game. Everton have really struggled to get any possession of the ball and find Vignola. But then you have to say she did it all herself, didn't she? Great ball out to find her, but great 1v1 effort against Fisk, and then to finish in the way, in the fashion that she did, it just shows her potential.
Well, started way outside the post. I said a minute ago Faye Kirby hadn't had a touch with the gloves. She still hasn't. Couldn't get near that, and absolutely no blame attached. That was unsavable. Curling perfection. Now Snoys, Everton buoyed by it. There's a touch with the gloves. On target from Katja Snoys.
A little bit more momentum. It's really important, isn't it, what a goal can do? And just seen here, Snoys picks up just in that central area, but tame shot, tame left-footed shot for me, straight at Kirby. Probably could have looked to try and bring somebody else in there.
Snoys has scored Derby winners herself in this head-to-head. Kerry Holland from left back to right wing, and still Holland. Enderby's in there. Oh, Herbiger too. Couldn't get the purchase on the shot. That's a wonderful opportunity to retake the lead, and straight away too.
She's a real thorn in Pacheco's side, Kerry Holland, on this right-hand side, really causing all sorts of problems, just being really direct, driving at Pacheco. But you can see the amount of bodies they've got, Everton. I think I can count 5 bodies there in front of Brosnan, trying to prevent a shot, a clear shot on goal for Hobinger.
She really scuffed it down, though. If she meets that with some welly, it is in. Probably not quite far out enough for her. Her goals tend to be pretty spectacular from around 15 yards plus. Big opportunity. Committed defending from the Toffees. It's been a good derby, this. And to be honest, they often haven't been. They've been fairly cancel-out affairs, and Everton have tended to nick them. There's been plenty of incident here already.
I think if you're Brian Sorensen, you know, you're really happy that they've got that goal back and they've got the equaliser, but it's now about game management. Try and settle on the ball, get some possession, some controlled possession, but at the moment, and with the passion, they're in that derby mindset, and they're going for it a little bit and leaving spaces in behind, particularly on this right-hand side for Holland.
Enderby was beaten to it, but still has the ball. Ishikawa did well, but Enderby's still going. Martina in the way with yet another block. Famed for that.
Good work from Enderby. You can see this right-hand side as a real opening for Liverpool. Just that long ball, and she runs in behind Ishikawa. Ishikawa does well, but Enderby still comes out with the ball.
Still to get her first WSL goal for Liverpool, Mia Enderby. In fairness to her, the starts she gets are generally in the cup competition. She has scored in those for the Reds. Scored plenty as a 17-year-old for Sheffield United before the move a couple of years back. They have Sophie Roman-Haug on the bench, and a new forward as well from Sweden, Beata Olsen. So if you get the start, you really want to make it count if you're Mia Enderby. Vignola, there's a good bit of hold-up play from the goal scorer. Two cracking goals in the opening half hour here, and nearly a third. Gemma Bonner's would have been another. Capots is going to have to do it again if she's going to be the match winner. Woodham arriving, asking for handball. Second prize is a corner.
Yeah, good intent on that left-hand side this time for Liverpool. But again, I think Katie Robinson, she makes that header, gets the initial first contact, but the distances between the defence and the midfield for Everton are too big, and Liverpool are able to pick it up and just go again at Everton.
Gemma Bonner on the penalty spot, just about to make a move, and I'm looking at Gemma Evans and Grace Fisk and the potential blocking that's going on there as well, and so is referee Mel Burgess. There's a cluster there that's going to break in a minute. I'm watching you, says the referee. The bus queue in position. And it is towards Bonner. It's a good header from Ishikawa. Very ambitious hit from Fuka Nagano, not just because of the distance, but because she almost never scores goals.
It's always a first time for everything, but you know, with that drive and power, she's able to win themselves another corner.
Got one in a win over Man United last term, finally. That is it for Fuka Nagano. It's not really her job. She's loitering back there again, though, at the back of the box as Everton clear the latest corner. Grace Fisk open to receive here. Headed out again. Martina Fernandez seems to have a nous of knowing where to be, backed up by the stat that it's the best aerial duel rate in the whole of the division last season, and more clearances and more headed clearances than any other Everton player.
And that's exactly what you want from your centre-half, to lead from the front, to be that person who, you know, is a wall, not going to get through her.
Tough team to break into, Barcelona, as I'm sure you all know. And it does mean, if you're on the fringes like she was, there can be some pickings for other clubs. But both of these have taken advantage of that. Emilia Šimčák has joined from the Barca B ranks for Liverpool, not involved today. Well, that wasn't a bad idea, it was just overhit. Katja Snoys, I think, had timed her run well there.
Yeah, and it's very few times that we've seen Hawashi in that midfield area get on the ball and have the time and space to try and place those through balls and play through the thirds, which we know she can do.
Van Hool, Ladd and Hayashi in that Everton midfield. And that is Van Hool with the foul. Time on the ball for those three in, what, 33 minutes nearly here. Almost non-existent.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's where they're really finding it hard to get on the ball. The aggressive press from all the units in this Liverpool side has been impressive and resulted in Everton having very little possession of the ball.
Liverpool League winners 2013 and 14, and Matt Beard relegated in 2020 and up again a couple of years after that with Beard back in charge.
And that's what people expect, you know, that a name like Liverpool, a club with its history and stature, that they should be competing with the big guns, with the Chelseas, Arsenals, United.
Kerr has got goal side of Van Hool here, waiting for some help to arrive, and it does. Holland, how many blocks already from Fernandez and Ishikawa? They have got in the way of a lot. Otherwise Courtney Brosnan would have had more saves to make, I think.
Yeah, fantastic, really good pairing, getting a good rapport together.
Not easy to gel on the job. 6 of the Everton outfield 10 making their debuts here.
And that's difficult as well, because I know they had a good pre-season, Everton, but only 2 actual games, you know, to talk about, particularly that Juventus one. So it's not long, is it, really, that you can train all together and and do in-house games, but you need that competitive match play to really gel and get those relationships on the pitch.
Sam Kerr didn't really want that there. Van Hool was up tight. That's a great ball from Mamiki. Snoy's bursting into the box, couldn't quite take it with her. That was a nearly moment for Everton. Herbinger with a layoff here.
Much better from Everton with Van Hool putting that press on Sam Kerr to win the ball back and on the front foot.
A lovely big switch there from Herbinger to Holland. They're seeing plenty of it. Fisk pops it round Pacheco. Holland again. Oh, that's really well done from Kerry Holland, who curls it! Live it, the woodwork again. That's 3 times in the game. One went in and the other 2 just missed out. Brilliant from Kerry Holland, who is having a lot of fun down that right channel and nearly scored yet another brilliant goal.
I was thinking the same thing. She is having a lot of fun this game. That right-hand side work, and again, it's come into her left foot and just whip it in. I thought that was a audacious effort, but it was, what, millimetres from going into that far corner. Fantastic effort.
Doesn't even count as a shot on target. Brosnan will just get there ahead of Enderby. Good from Robinson. Hayley Ladd under pressure. Unfair pressure from Marie Herbinger, according to the ref.
Really needless from Herbinger, wasn't it? She was Ladd's facing away from goal. Needless free kick. We're just seeing this replay here, and Kelly Holland just whips it in inside, doesn't she, on her right foot to take it onto her left foot. And you can just see goes, it's a perfect shot, isn't it? It deserves to go into the back of the net for me, really. And if anybody deserves a goal, Kerry Holland does.
Such a grafter. Didn't score at all last season, oddly. It's not really the main part of her game, never has been, but normally expect a couple here and there from various midfield positions that she fills. And the other unlucky part there for Liverpool, they had 2 or 3 following up. That could have bounced anywhere. And it just went in between those who were hoping for a rebound.
Yeah, I think Everton will be hoping to get in half-time with the scores level, but Liverpool, the way that they're playing, will want this game to go on.
Everyone needs a Kerry Holland in their team.
Yeah, she's relentless. You know, we normally see her in that sort of midfield box-to-box area, but she's being employed out wide, and she's a real thorn in that side as well. But if you are going to play her out there, then you do need her to score goals as well.
She was the Liverpool Player of the Year a couple of years back. I'm always more interested in those than the fans' choices, actually. And you know, if you get that your teammates are saying, thank you, and we need you doing what you do. Pacheco. The most important thing from Everton's point of view, obviously, is that they managed to get level. It hasn't changed the flow at all. Oh, what a mistake from Hayley Ladd. And Herbinger, for the second time, fluffs the lines at the most important time. How are Liverpool not winning this, says Gareth Taylor.
She rushed it, didn't she? Really, that was given to her on a play. Mistake by Hayley Ladd. She's trying to get it out wide to Fernandez, and it drops so kindly for Herbinger as well, doesn't it? Kind of on the half volley, and she has a little bit more time than she realises. Here, she could probably turn. She just scuffs it wide of the post.
This obsession up and down Planet Football with playing it into a 6 who's on the penalty spot, who first time blind lays it off. I don't know. I just don't get it.
I'm totally on the same page, and
everyone's doing it though.
Every
Men,
team's
women,
doing
youth
it.
teams, you know, probably Sunday League, 5-a-side, I don't know, but it's just
but game management is part of being an intelligent footballer. And yes, if you're all about possession-based, and that's what your manager, that's what your ethos is, but on the pitch, you are in control, and it's up to you, and you've got to know when to miss that press out.
You'd think there, in that particular example, Courtney Brosnan ought to be able to tell her you can turn in or you can turn out, because he actually didn't have someone right up behind her. Here's Holland again. Mas Pacheco's had quite a workout on her Everton debut, and Ishikawa next to her. Been working that line. Liverpool beat Manchester United here in March. It was the first time they had won an Anfield game. They don't play here that often, and obviously all the derby defeats we've talked about, but finally beat Man United here. Amber Whiteley was charged for that part of her great start. Won her first 3 games after Matt Beard departed. Good to see that she's still here with Gareth Taylor. Now, what will the passing out from the back be here? Safer and wider is the answer. Not a good one from Robinson, though. Woodham.
It'd be interesting to see Hayashi's stats of, you know, how much she has been on the ball, because she's such an influential player. The ball normally goes through her in this Everton side, and today the pressure that Liverpool have put on her, and as well she's playing slightly wider than in that central position. Maybe, you know, that's had an impact as well.
Well, no foul. All playing out from the back, this time by Liverpool. That was very accurate from Kirby. She's threaded the eye of a needle for that, and look who's on the ball again. Kerry Holland on the drive. Puts Pacheco on the floor. Clips it straight to Courtney Brosnan.
You know, you can see as well that Kerry Holland's in Pacheco's head now. She's out wide, and Pacheco's nowhere near her. She's playing really narrow. And Kerry Holland's just got so much space on that right-hand side. Pacheco's playing narrow and marking one player up front with her 2 centre-halves. For me, she's, you know, Kerry Holland's in ahead.
Maybe Van Hool or someone's got to come across, help the double team, or maybe it's Mamiki. And that's all part of those growing relationships with a team full of new faces, I suppose, but you know, Pacheco needs a bit of help. Here's Hiyashi on the ball. It's nice. Cheap turnover, and there's another one. Van Hool. Maybe Everton can exploit this. Last couple of minutes of normal time, a little bit to add on.
Really good organisation from Liverpool, making it difficult for Everton to play through, eventually go long, and ultimately Liverpool pick up the second balls. You can see here that pitch is great, where you can see the units and the tight distances between the Liverpool units, which are preventing Everton from finding those pockets of space in between, which is what they like to do.
Hayley Ladd left Man U in the winter window, wanting more game time. Used to be in there with Katie Zellem every single week, but not latterly, hence the move. She's got what she came for.
Such an underrated player, I think. Hayley Ladd did a lot of the, you know, the hard work off the ball, breaks up play, really solid, stable player, but is good on the ball as well if she can get on it, which is what they've struggled to do, Everton, today. Get Hayley Ladd on the ball.
Here comes the squeeze again. Nicely played around. Pacheco and Mamiki. Really well moved by Pacheco to Hayashi. Everton's best footballing manoeuvre of the game, this. Robinson. And on the slide, there is Kerry Holland. Can you imagine if Everton had pinched the lead? They still might right on half-time here.
Superwoman Kerry Holland everywhere on the pitch, and you know, it's really important interception, and she was there to do it.
That really would have been some steal right on half-time. Lovely football in the approach. I mean, easily, I'd say the best they've done in half. It's about the only one they've done. The way they moved that from left back through to right wing and then getting the shot away at the end of it. Lovely football from Everton.
Yeah, and that's what they'll be hoping, quickly getting in between the units. The work rate of these Liverpool players is epitomised by Kerry Holland. She's really leading that, you know, team, and their work rate and their organisation, making it really difficult for Everton to break through.
This is much more like it. Robinson and Snoyes combining now. Still got 3 minutes of stoppage time to go here. Robinson wins Everton a corner.
Good work by Robinson. Really nice, intricate play in the last couple of minutes by Everton, moving the ball in those tight spaces, and Katie Robinson being direct 1v1. Sam Kerr's able to do her job.
Very different grouping taking shape here. Liverpool crowding up the other end on the penalty spot. Look at that 6-yard box. Good luck, referee. Oh dear. What a disappointing delivery, and a hand-up in apology from Maz Pacheco.
From an Everton point of view, worked so hard to get into that position, and then not ideal.
Well, he'll be pleased enough with the scoreline, if not the performance, but just a few signs of life, actually, as the half has drawn to a close here. I think on balance of play here, you'd say Liverpool have been probably 2 goals better than Everton. So the fact that it's level is an absolute result for the travelling Toffees.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Brian Sorensen will know that, the Everton team will know that, to go in at 1-1, and they start the second half afresh.
With some end of first half momentum perhaps to take into that second half. They're playing much better in these closing minutes. They might even nick a lead. They have! You cannot believe this. And it's Katja Snoyes at Anfield again. Outplayed for 47 minutes and 2-1 up with half-time approaching. Everton's hold on this fixture might be set to continue against all odds here.
Yeah, fantastic. And you just see it come out wide to this right left-hand side to Pacheco, and she puts in a wicked left-footed cross into that danger area. Snoyes has got 2 people, maybe 3 people around her. She's able to win that headed shot, and it's the direction of it that does Kirby. I don't think it's got... And Kirby just can't get a full palm to it. And you see Sorensen there and his coaches. They've stolen this first half, haven't they? You saw the smirk when it went in. Unbelievable.
Well, what do Liverpool have to do to win a derby? They played well here. They took the lead through a stunning Capot's goal. Vignola on debut matched her at the other end. And then deep into stoppage time, Katja Snoyes, who's won games here for Everton before, nods them in front. Half-time at Anfield. A scarcely believable scoreline of Liverpool 1, Everton 2. Well, they have themselves a lead. Everton, at Brian Sorensen knows that it's fortuitous, and I think it's no surprise that we're going to see a double change here. That's Claire Wheeler and Ruby Mace coming on for the Toffees here. Why do you think that is, Lindsay Johnson, exactly?
Well, as we talked about in that first half, Everton really lost the battle in midfield, so...
And Karen Holmgaard, by the way, just to interrupt, treble change. Yeah,
making those 3 substitutions, all midfielders. Will be interesting to see where Sarah Holmgaard goes, whether she goes in that left-back position for Pacheco. We'll see now, won't we? But yeah, I think they need to be better in midfield. They've lost the battle there, and they're fortunate to be going up 2-1, and they'll want to try and keep hold of that lead as much as they can. Ruby Mace, a lot of potential there. We really need to see her have a consistent season, and we know what Claire Wheeler's like. She's industrious, she'll work hard, she'll press, and that's what Everton were missing in that midfield area in that first half.
Hayashi and Ladd making way. Ruby Mace known to Gareth Taylor for sure, now playing against him. Man City youngster loaned out mostly by him. And Karen Holmgaard there with no longer. She's travelled everywhere with her twin sister Sarah, but Sarah's joined Real Madrid in the off-season. Two of the midfield trio off. Katie Robinson as well. Holmgaard's going to play right back by the looks of things, and here she is on the ball. Everton leading 2-1 on the opening day. Liverpool, who lost more points than any team in the league from winning positions last term, right now, with a long way to go, en route to doing it yet again, in a game they played so well in for such large chunks of it.
You know, it's ruthless from Brian Sorensen, isn't it? 3 subs at half-time.
Cross a little too deep from Van Hool, who seems to have gone... Well, maybe it was just that moment. I was going to say more right side of the midfield, but now coming back across again. And Claire Wheeler in there, Aussie international.
Yeah, and he'd want his those midfield players to be tighter, play closer together, get closer to those Liverpool players, the likes of Sam Kerr and Fuka Nagano, who kind of bossed the midfield in that first half.
.50 slide, it goes Liverpool's way. Probably not from there, though.
She likes to tackle Ruby Mace. I think we'll see a lot of that this season. And she's playing really powerful, strong player, bags of potential. And it'll be exciting to see her this season as well, if she can get a good run in this Everton side.
Couldn't break into, and obviously pretty stellar Man City lineup was at Leicester, joined this summer. Enderby interested, just a bit too much on it. Looked like she timed the run well enough. Kerr into Capots. Gemma Bonner, at the, shall we say, towards the end of her career, certainly not at it, but much younger, quicker forward there in Vignola, was eating up the yards behind her. That will not be much of a contest in terms of a race. In terms of experience, equally not a contest.
Yeah, bags of experience. Bonner, been there since the inception of the WSL. been around lots of different teams as well, but stalwart at Liverpool.
And Chelsea way back, and a cup winner with City. Here's Wheeler for Everton, improbably trying to make it 3-1. The two subs combining there. That's Ruby Mace with the shot blocked. Just confirmation of those changes there. So Hayashi and Ladd, who are both already at the club, departing. The new midfielder Van Hool keeping her place, and now receiving the first yellow card, I think, this derby.
Yeah, tame, isn't it?
She was talking to her a couple of times in the first half after just... I think this might be an accumulation rather than the one act that we just saw. Here she is on the ball with options. Couldn't find any of them. Nagano in the way, as she so often is.
Yeah, poor first touch from Van Hool there. Allowed Nagano to just intercept that. They're definitely playing higher, Everton, already in these first few minutes of the second half. Like I say, the likes of Claire Wheeler will push on. She's very much box to box, brings that energy. And it was lacking in that first half from Everton.
Yeah, noticeable there. Mamiki was right up on Grace Fisk in a way that absolutely did not happen before the interval. Well, if ever there was a can we play you every week in the WSL, history tells you that this fixture is it, and improbably it may be set to go on here. But it was lively enough, that first 45 minutes, to suggest there'll be chances at both ends. It's not always the case when these two meet here. Mace on the slide. Fernandez for Holmgaard. Good pass, beautifully taken by Van Hool. Nearly worked for Snoys and nearly for Vignella. Mamiki, clever. Pacheco. Mamiki again. Did she keep it in? She did not.
And much better from Everton, definitely on the front foot. Really nice move on this right-hand side with Van Hool. Lovely, eloquent touch. And Grace Fisk had to go to ground to try and intercept that.
Amidst that disappointing 7th place finish, Liverpool did get to the FA Cup semi-final last season as well. Famous away win at Arsenal in the quarters when they were such a big underdog, and they were excellent in the toughest possible semi-final draw. They got Chelsea away and they led in that, lost stoppage time. As we know, Chelsea scooped the lot, a completely unbeaten domestic campaign, both cups and the league.
Yeah, and it's what these teams now behind them can do, and we've seen the likes of Arsenal spending £1 million on Olivia Smith from Liverpool. The likes of London Lionesses, new standalone team, backing by Michelle Kang.
Yeah, they're going to ruffle a few feathers, clearly. Did for a while against Arsenal. Here's Van Hool on the drive again. Options left, right and centre. Couldn't find any of them. That's an important challenge coming in. Gemma Evans, it's a good job too. I think the pass was probably left.
Yeah, it was the timing, wasn't it? I think it was on Van Hool. Snoys was on, but then Snoys missed the opportunity, come narrower, and it just reduced the angles.
We're suddenly seeing Van Hool playing further up and carrying the ball at the Liverpool defence. These are things that were not in evidence in that first half at all. Horngord with the cross. Might not have been meant for Mas Pacheco, but it's worked out okay. Pacheco's cross, it's 3-1, and Vignola's got another, and it's another absolute beauty from her, this time with her head. Pacheco sets up her second, Vignola scores her second. It's Liverpool 1, Everton 3. It is scarcely believable, but they have been better since the restart. What a debut!
Fantastic start for Everton. You just see it on the right-hand side. Horngord there, she whips it in, and like you say, probably wasn't for Pacheco, but good. Followed in, nobody with her, and lovely cross. But again, Vignola has to get ahead of, I think it's Gemma Bonner, I just need to double check, yes it is. So she gets her movement to get in front of Bonner, but that deft touch, just on her forehead, it just flies. Just lovely into that far top corner, doesn't it? And again, Kirby has no chance with that. What a debut for Vignola.
We were told to look out for her pace. Long sign from Granada. Finishing's not bad.
But I think you alluded to it as well. Van Hool is playing higher, driving with the ball. Wheeler's come on, Mace has come on, and they've just pushed that Liverpool back line. They've pressed them and won the ball back, but then been clinical in those important areas.
2 wins out of 12 on opening day all-time Everton. They're in such a great position now. In the old-style Women's Premier League in 1997, Everton came here to play a game at Anfield and won it without Liverpool scoring. There have been 4 in the WSL years, and they've all been won by Everton without Liverpool scoring. Well, Liverpool, even with a head start goal today, I mean, they have got the thick end of 40 minutes to do something about it. It's a very different feel to the game now, even without that third Everton goal. They've been a different looking side since the changes and the restart. And there's no flag here on Vignola. Looked like she timed it well. Surely not another one, it is! This one via Gemma Evans. There are dream debuts, and then there is what's happening to Ornella Vignola here. Not quite as spectacular as her first and second, but every bit as important. Everton lead the derby at Anfield by 4 goals to 1. This is incredible.
This is all about the run from Vignola along the back line. She's able to stay on line. You see Horngord there, just the through ball and the run across the defender, and it's Fisk playing Vignola on. Great run from Vignola in through that back line. And here she does get lucky, but she does the hard work, the run, the movement and cut inside. All the hard work, and yes, she gets a deflection. Unfortunate from Sam Kerr, just comes off her thigh. And what a debut from Vignola.
Easy, this WSL lark. Just turn up, score 3 goals in an hour on my bow. And at Anfield for good measure in the derby against Liverpool. Awesome. Unless you're Gareth Taylor, who will be sat up there wondering how on earth his team could possibly be 3 goals down in this game.
And we talked about, didn't we, in that first half, you've got to put away your chances, and Liverpool had some real outright chances. They hit the crossbar once, they hit the post once. A couple of deflections which should have gone their way.
That fingertip stop, Courtney Brosnan on the Gemma Bonner effort, that would have been 2-0, and it was Liverpool all over at that moment. Finest of margins, maybe a turning point. Looks like it now. Might have been a different feel at 2-0.
And we can see see it here, Everton picking up those second balls as well, which they weren't doing in that first half. And, you know, it's hard on the players who were pulled off at half-time, the likes of Hayashi and Ladd and Robinson, but you need that energy, that catalyst, and sometimes that information which those three girls who've come on have got and are able to then act upon.
So Brian Sorensen has done that, and here we're seeing it functioning well. So now Gareth Taylor has to counter that. How does he do that?
And
I mean, there is time. Liverpool score in the next 10 minutes. They got 20-odd minutes to get 2 more. It's not inconceivable. He's got to do something, because Everton have countered it and it's working, and now he's got to do the same, right?
And do it quickly. I mean, you know, you're 3 goals down in this to make it 4-4, so you've got to make those changes quickly. When you've got the likes of Roman Hogg on the bench and you've got the new sign-in in Olsen, then put them on, throw them on and see what they can do. Just bring that energy and somebody coming off the bench with fresh legs. That's got to be done quickly. I think this is something that Gareth Taylor was guilty of when he was at Manchester City as well.
Sobering stuff for the new coach. Almost everything Everton have hit has gone in. On goal. Snow is ahead of her. Just phoning in the lottery numbers for tonight, Brian Sorensen.
And I think that goal, the goal just before half-time from Schnois, you know, is a minute before half-time. What an important time to score and just deflate the Liverpool side, who had momentum. I know they didn't have the goals, but all the possession and the momentum were with Liverpool, and just deflated and took it out of them.
Evans to Woodham here. Looked like her final touch on that last goal. I suspect it was heading in anyway. Seemed mean to take away the hat-trick from Vignola. Wins the throw there. Makes her way into the box. I'd keep shooting if I'm Vignola. Everything's going in. Spanish youth international. Was in the Barca system as a teenager. He's only 20. After Tony Duggan departed, Everton brought in Tony Payne, who only scored 1 league goal. Both of these Merseyside rivals a shared need for a proper goal scorer. Obviously they are gold dust. Fuka Nagano's challenge is going to bring her a yellow card here.
Yeah, just a late challenge. She knows it. No malice in it. Intent, just late.
If you'd have said 20 minutes into this game, when Liverpool were winning 1-0 and looking like getting a second, that by the hour mark Everton would have 4, nobody would have believed it.
No, you couldn't see it, could you? And I definitely think they rode their luck. We can see now on the pitches that Olsen is getting stripped up, ready to come on.
Well, the big sale record at the time, since surpassed, of Olivia Smith to Arsenal. It wasn't just her goals they're replacing, with the dynamism and the driving runs as well, so tough. But Beata Olsen is the forward ostensibly brought in, at least some way to cover that loss. She's coming shortly, it would appear. Herbinger had a couple of chances in that first half. Holland and Bonner off the frame of the goal and out again. Here is Herbinger. Capots. That's the second time this half she's done that. Must feel a long time ago that she cracked in the Liverpool opener.
She's just looking over her shoulder, isn't it? Seeing if her number's going to come up.
Maybe it is, and maybe Enderby as well. No, well, one holding midfielder off. Yeah, Capots is off, and 2 new recruits coming on here. There's Beata Olsson, scoring good goals in Sweden, and Kirsty McLean, new arrival from Rangers, is also on. Liverpool's new number 19 in the middle of the park there. Straight onto the ball. Herbinger, Wheeler puts a foot in, and Mace.
I think it's good substitutions for Liverpool. Obviously, McLean, she's, again, another worker in that midfield area, industrious, likes to the high press. And you've got Olsen, who scores goals, and that's what Liverpool need.
3 of them in half an hour, ideally. And here comes Pacheco again. Showed too much of that to Bonner.
Pacheco, what a debut in the WSL she's had. She's been involved with the, conceding goals. Obviously had a tough time against Kerry Holland in a couple of instances in the first half, but then 2 assists for 2 of the goals.
Meanwhile, a different kind of day for Liverpool's debuting left-back Lily Woodham. Mamiki. Poor player for Brighton last term, Yuka Mamiki. They've had a couple of summers doing a lot of recruiting though, Brighton. They clearly mean business. Brighton in 5th to West Ham in 9th. Only 5 points between all of them last term, with obviously both of these 2 clubs in the middle of that. Pacheco. Mamiki didn't return the favour with the 1-2, went for a shot instead. Olsen gets her foot in. She's come from Kristianstads. 9 goals in 15 games before the move. Remember, the Scandinavian seasons are often a rather different calendar. No press here, despite the need for it, really. Now the pressure goes on. Job done. McLean.
You can see now in this second half, Everton are then reducing the units and the distances for Liverpool to play through and making it hard. For what little possession Liverpool have, they find it difficult to find their players in the pockets.
Now, he'd get a bit of stick occasionally, Gareth Taylor, at City, wouldn't he, for being a little passive. Kelly Gago about to come on for Everton here. But, I mean, there are 4 1s and there are 4 1s. the problem is everyone will just see the result. Your first game at Anfield, you've lost the derby, whatever it might be, let's say it is 4-1. And he'll want to put his hand up and go, yeah, but... I suppose just that's tough cheese.
That's football, isn't it, unfortunately, and it goes back to not taking those chances when they arise, which, you know, Liverpool had plenty in that first half.
Woodham with plenty of company. Herbinger behind her. There was a foul on Lily Woodham. I think it was Ruby Mace who, as you said earlier, does like a tackle.
Yeah, she puts herself about, and I think that's what Everton were missing. They were missing that sort of energy in midfield and someone to go and put a foot in, legally, of course, and let your opposition know that you're there.
Well, a debut to remember. Beauty with the left, and that header. Not quite the perfect hat-trick with the right-booted effort to finish, but, you know, a deflection, next best thing. Nella Vignola, welcome to Everton. I mean, I don't think I can think of anyone's debut that could have gone better than that. Kelly Gago, who scored 3 herself, I think, last season for Everton, is on in her place. Herbinger, good at these usually, and that is a good ball. Sanker saying that should be a corner. It's not, it's a goal kick.
Yeah, really good free kick specialist Herbinger, but there, Sam Kerr just couldn't get the trajectory down on that header. Get my teeth in. But yeah, all pictures on Vignola, and she's got to be pleased. What a debut. She can't stop smiling. She's trying to push a smile down with her hands. And too right as well. What a debut. To play at Anfield in a derby, in a Merseyside derby, and to get 3 goals.
I don't want to see players trying to play it cool then, because there'll be enough days, you know, where you miss a sitter, where you get sent off, where your knee's buckled, where it's going to be miserable. So if something like this happens, grin all evening.
100%.
Probably knew she was starting the game last night. Depends on how Sorensen works, but would have thought, just give me a chance. Maybe I could get a goal at Anfield on my debut. Wouldn't that be magic? How about 3 of them?
And that's exactly what she did. She, you know, after all the possession and against the run of play, it was Vignola who turned the game on its head for Everton.
She really hadn't had the ball till that point, just watching from a distance.
And as an ex-defender, as a centre-half, you just know that those, you know, fantastic players, dare I say it, world-class players, they don't need to be in the game for 90 minutes. They just need those, you know, few seconds to turn that game on the head, and that's what Vignola's done, and her teammates will be very grateful for getting her back into this game.
Liverpool lick their wounds, presuming there's no miracle come back here. They go to Leicester next Sunday. Everton at home, at Goodison, of course, they're home, to Tottenham Hotspur.
The first game in, I think, like you've alluded to, Ben, that these have normally been low scoring, very few chances games, these derbies the last couple of seasons, with Everton coming out on top predominantly. But this is, if it stays as it is, a statement win for Everton. And, you know, for the other teams in the league, they'll be looking at the likes of Vignola and Van Hool, who's had a very good second half as well, and say, you know what, Everton have got some players.
Uruguay-born, Spanish youth international, and a new name for us to look out for. I could be wrong here, and you can all shout at your televisions if I am, but I believe it happened last year actually. Kiko Seike for Brighton, opening day WSL debut hat-trick. So it's not quite history in that regard, but certainly rare.
Yeah, I think you're right, Ben.
In from Wheeler. Miki was playing in that game for Brighton. Well, the jeopardy has gone from the game, really.
Yeah, and they're like Liverpool with the changes they've made, bringing Olsen on and McLean. They've really struggled just to get a foothold in the game, and Everton are keeping possession, winning those first and second balls, making it difficult for Liverpool to play through.
Two wins out of 12 on the opening day, Everton. Obviously only the final third of those under him. 8 defeats, not this one. How does he programme his players to think they're playing at Anfield every Sunday? Pacheco, home god. One of many out there who was on Euros duty, the Danes. Wheeler on the spin, back home from Woodham. I mean, Faye Kirby gets herself a rare start today. She's barely had a save to make, and the ball's been in her net 4 times. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'd agree, and I think
maybe she could have got the Snoys header, maybe. I mean, it was pretty well directed, but it wasn't an absolute thumper of a header.
Yeah, I think
if we're being nitpicky.
I agree. I think it's the direction she gets a hand to it. So could, you know, to be hypercritical, could she have got a stronger palm to it? But really, to be honest, she hasn't had to make a save, and that's harsh, isn't it? It's harsh, but that's again football, and it goes down to taking your chances for your outfield plays, taking those opportunities as they arise.
Mia Enderby would have loved one of those to fall her way. Very rare for her to start a league match up front for Liverpool. Just 4 times last season. Still very young, of course, and just didn't fall her way. Maybe now, though. Herbinger. Well, we're yet to see what Beata Olsen has under the bonnet. She's hoping for a better pass there. Good graft from the newbie, McLean. Just in case you're not aware, the window is closed for transfers. WSL is sensible in that regard. It does it before the campaign begins.
What window we've had in the WSL, and some money spent, the likes of obviously Liv Smith going off to Arsenal for $1 million. You've got Grace Guerreiro gone to London Lionesses for 1.4 million, new world record. Be really exciting to see them this season. I know they had a loss yesterday against Arsenal, but for 60 minutes they were definitely in that game. It's going to take them a little bit of time to gel with the amount of players that they've brought in. But exciting prospect down at London Lionesses.
It's coming in to upset the old guard, I guess. And it is 6 in a row for Chelsea. But they had generally a different rival for all of the last few years. Oh, goodness me! The curler from Van Hool watched onto the frame of the goal by a hopeful and eventually happy Faye Kirby, because she was getting nowhere near that. Just drifted there.
You know, it was either everyone thought that this was nowhere near, or everyone thought we can't do anything about this. But it just nearly crept into that far top corner, didn't it? Lovely strike by Van Gool. She was slightly leaning back, so if she'd just got her head over that a little bit more to be hypercritical, that might have crept into that far corner.
Well, she's been brilliant in this second half, Van Hool. Complete role reversal from the first half. Katja Snoys, who scored here and won here before, departs as another winner in waiting. So the armband moves on. And Tony Payne, who was meant to be their goal-scoring hope last term, got the one, is on for the final knockings of this derby here.
I think I was saying before the game, when I was, looking at this Everton squad, and for the first time in a long time, you could say, their bench looks strong. I know Payne didn't score the goals that she was brought in to score last season, but, from Christmas, she really made an impact.
No, definitely. Gago, Mace, Claire Wheeler, Aussie International, Hongord. Yeah, that's a much stronger looking bench. Speaking of which, we're going to see Sophie Roman-Haug here for Liverpool. Marie Herbinger, a couple of good opportunities to make it 2-0. In that first half, there is Sophie Roman-Haug. Only 3 league goals last season. She did miss a fairly big chunk with injury, but maybe hasn't hit the heights that they were kind of expecting when they signed her a couple of summers ago. I think that would probably be fair to say.
I would agree. There was a lot of hype, and sometimes that's hard, isn't it, when you come to a new country, new team. She's relatively young as well, so impacted by injury, but yeah, they'll be hoping for more from her this season. She's a typical number 9, old school. She can hold the ball up, bring players in, and she's a threat aerially as well. So maybe not this game, but you'd want her to really impact in the season going forward.
Liverpool took 6 games to win at home in the WSL last term. Obviously, largely not here.
They play out in St Helens, a really nice stadium, but not in Liverpool, obviously. And now with Everton moving over to Goodison, what a stadium for them to be playing in, week out.
And great for all Evertonians that even if the traditional team isn't playing there, that someone still is, and it's not been turned into a shopping centre or something.
Yeah, I agree. I was lucky enough to play there a few times, and you can just feel the history and what comes with it as well, and for the Everton team to be playing in that stadium and to hopefully increase the fan base. And that's what we want for women's football across the country, not just in Merseyside.
At its best, I don't think there's a noise, or has been, like it anywhere in the English game. Goodison and the crowd are up. Let's hope we get some of that going. Now it's the new permanent home. And he's going to go there with 3 points in the bank, and Spurs coming next Sunday. It's a nice start.
Yeah, if this result stays as it is, he couldn't ask for a better start, could he? And when that first goal come in, the camera panned to him, you could see the smirk on his face. He knew he had no right to have that equaliser, but that's football. When you have players like Vinola and her calibre, and then goals always on offer. Holland still putting a shift in, and you know that's what we come to expect. We see that week in, week out, but what a first half. And like you say, you wouldn't imagine it to be the scoreline we've got now after that first half performance by Liverpool.
It's Payne. Woodham stealing in before she could get the pass off to Gago. Powerful forward, Gago came in from Nantes last season. Quickly got a couple of goals.
When you can bring players on like Kelly Gago and Tony Payne, who had a really good summer, didn't she, out it for Nigeria? They won the AFCON Women's Cup, so she'll obviously have momentum, want to build on that. Got competition for places up front now with the Vinola for sure.
Well, 5 minutes of normal time to go. What this derby hasn't given us is a 100-mile-an-hour chunking challenge from someone. We've had a yellow card for Nagano and one for Van Hool. Neither of them were particularly mischievous. Still time. Flag up on Payne here.
Yeah, I think back in the day in the Merseyside derbies when we played, there was always a crunching tackle. There was a few yellows, a couple of reds. I never got any reds.
I was just going to ask if you got one. Right, okay. How disappointing.
Not in the derby.
Feel the frustration for Enderby. Just about staying within bounds, Courtney Brosnan. Here calling from a long way off. Risa Shimizu about to come on for Liverpool. Couldn't get games under Gareth Taylor. Manchester City, loaned to Liverpool, where she's now playing for Gareth Taylor. But he obviously saw something there.
Interesting player to come on. Because there were only a few minutes ago, obviously Lily Woodham on her debut for Liverpool in the WSL.
Gareth Taylor has brought his new recruits on. And Olsen, Shimizu and McLean. And he started with one in Lily Woodham. Other way round for Brian Sorensen. Started with almost all of them. And has brought on players that he already had. No right or wrong way to do it. Painful start for Grace Fisk. She's not really done anything wrong at all, the Liverpool skipper. Knew Fahy was club captain. Obviously didn't play much last term. Taylor Hines generally had the armband on. And retired. One now in North London.
What I like about that from Brian Sorensen is he knew it wasn't working, even though they were 2-1 up. And he was ruthless enough to make those 3 subs at once and at half-time as well. We don't see that very often from managers.
No, the standard would be to wait till about 60-odd minutes, and it could have been a different scoreline by then. But no, take your medicine. Guess who the player of the match is? Ornella Vignola. 2 wonderful goals and a slightly scuffy third. A debut of dreams. And the easiest decision as we approach the final minute of the normal 90 here. Here's Wheeler. Nicely moved. Regardless of the goals that have or haven't gone in, Everton's football this second half has been a totally different type. Enderby to Holland. I think Ishikawa's looked good next to Fernandez, especially given that she had a lot to do with, well, over there with Pacheco in between. That's where Holland was doing the running. She looks like a decent signing, Ishikawa.
Yeah, I like her. She's a very young player. I've been watching her. She leads the line well. She's had good relationships with Pacheco and with Fernandez. Seems to be the one who likes to pick up that sort of player, that centre forward, and does that hard work and lets the other centre back drop off.
No real opportunity to judge Beata Olsen. She'll hope to do that at Leicester next weekend, maybe with a start. We shall see. She too will have gone to bed last night with debut dreams, just like Vignola. Gago, strong. Payne is quick, and she's got there. Is it going to be 5? The angle's tight. It's a corner. First chance for a long time at either end, that. All about the pace.
The pace of Tony Payne, but Gago's footwork on that left-hand side, and a really nice slipped-in ball with her left foot. Good defending, though, from Shimazu. Like you say, cut those angles. Could Tony have Payne took it earlier? I'm not sure. I think that's what we were lacking last season with Tony Payne finishing.
Skimming off Gemma Bonner's head. Gago. The stature makes it so hard to shake off it. McLean. I was just going to say she's looked good since coming on. It's a committed challenge from Olsen. And Martina Fernandez. Everton will have another corner.
Good work from Claire Wheeler there, just running in late, able to pick that ball up. Pacheco again with this corner ball. She's had some really good deliveries into the box. And she's had a fantastic second half.
Away is the call, and away it goes. 2 minutes left of the 4 added. Looks too deep, indeed it is. Don't forget to grab the match ball.
Yeah, she's going to have no nails left, I think. But I don't know what she's got anxious to be anxious about. She's had a fantastic debut. Still can't get that smile off her face, can she?
I think I'd be tempted to just leave it there. Retire. That'll do. Not going to get any better than this. Or maybe it is, and if it does, then... well, let's see, but on the very, very early and probably premature evidence, Everton have got themselves a bit of a diamond there. Definitely quick and direct, as they said the scouts had identified her for being, and deadly accurate as well.
Clinical, nothing to go.
Ishikawa back to Brosnan, who's been as underemployed in this second half as Kirby was in that net in the first. Wheeler into Gago. Final few seconds now of yet another Evertonian win at the cathedral of the red half of this city.
So strong, Gago, isn't she? They can't get the ball off her. She's holds up really well, and just her stature makes it really difficult for anybody to just nick at that ball.
Added time on stoppage time now. Great debut for Pacheco. Left back who's found Gago, who's looking for pain. It might be time for a fifth here. Hongord, how's your touch? Brand new season. Same old story in the Merseyside derby. Everton win at Anfield. This one, in fairness, a little bit different and very special for one debutant in particular. Nella Vignola with a hat-trick either side of the break. Everton, who never win on the opening day, have. Liverpool, who cannot win this fixture, fail again despite being ahead, despite being the better side for the whole of that first half. But they've let it go, and the points are Everton's at Anfield again. Liverpool 1, Everton 4, the final score.